G'day folks, it's Admiral Revan here and welcome aboard, and this video is dedicated towards the economic benefits for 11.6. Behind me, as you see right now, is a video of the Transformers latest video. Transformers has returned as of 2022. It looks like there is a finale sale on this for the Transformers Camos and Commanders, so be sure to go check it out and pick them up. There's some incredible bundles for you, and I have to say they are very good, at least to enjoy. And I have to say that whether you're an Autobots fan or Decepticon fan, or just a fan of Transformers generally speaking, you got a bunch of new warships with new camos and everything for the past 3 years. Now I have to say that as I look back on these bundles, this is a great opportunity for you to get them right now. There's certain ships that do have it, and certain other ships that have returned, like for example the Montana, the Kurfürst, and the Khabarovsk, and also the Minotaur, and also as the Republic. There's a few things like for CV players, like the Richthofen, as well as now we got the Parsifal. Now I have to say that I was actually very surprised with the new camos that have been introduced, and it's a bit of a shame though, because like if this is the last of the Transformers before we say farewell to them, well, be sure to go check it out, because they have some fascinating voiceovers, some fascinating rewards as well, so definitely go check it out before it goes. And whether you're a Decepticon or Autobot fan, roll out, good luck, and have fun. So today we are catching up in regarding to some interesting hot topic and gossip about regarding to the economic camos and stuff like that. What's the benefits about it and everything like that in 11.6. It has been a hot topic that has been going on for quite a while, so now is your opportunity to go check it out with me as we look at on the PTS. So I'll bring you up to speed about the news article so that you understand what you're in for, and then take it from there. So as you can see here, that with the news article, that it has been out for quite some time and has been a bit of a misunderstanding of how the economic benefits work and everything like that, and it has a whole heap of like a wall vlogger text with a lot of economic bonuses and things like that. If you have participate in the World of Warships streams and also listen to other community contributors, generally speaking, that this is a thing that has been work in progress for quite some time. And on top of that, this free XP bonuses and sort of thing has changed a little bit and has introduced a bit of different perception. And now we're about to take you behind the scenes in terms of on the public test server, so that you understand what you're in for. So welcome to the PTS. This is the PTS, the public test server, live with 11.6. Now as you can see here at 11.6, you have Industry Titans event that has come out most recently. Definitely go check it out. You can pick up each side as you can go. Each of these sides have some good commander rewards, as well as ships as well. The Clydebank, Elswick, and also the Chatham are very beneficial for whatever you want to do. I believe that you can repeat them once you've done them, so we'll soon see if that is really true or not. However, as you notice that around the whole layout of this whole World of Warships game right now in the PTS, it will be the change for the better or for the worst, depending how you feel about it. Because the layout is a bit more smoother than it was beforehand. Now as you notice here, that the balloons, as well as the in-game currency and also the free XP, have changed a bit of a layout there too as well. Not to mention that when you look in regarding to like the containers, as you can see here, crikey, that's a lot of containers there, my friends. Yeah, so that's a bucket load of containers there. So the containers, you know, like the appearance for them and stuff like that is still the same. However, if you were to click on collect container, notice that the icons have changed. So it looks okay in all seriousness though, but I mean it's not too bad. So you know, the whoa, super container. You don't see that every day, but you know, like you can actually try your luck and get some economic rewards. So we're gonna try our luck here. 2 in a row. Okay, someone is definitely cracking out the whip in this video. Alright, so here we are. We got super containers at the moment, so I'm going to draw a 1 by 1 for example here, just to give you a bit of an idea. So 30 days of premium time, that's all fine and dandy. Also, you're going to get some Commander XP 200 plus, so that's actually not bad. So I'm going to open all these 408 containers. And just by looking at it all, I got, like, you know, some ship commanders and a lot of camos and a lot of, you know, duplicate items, so on and so forth, and that's all fine and dandy, but that's okay. So people have been asking me where is these economic changes and stuff like that bonuses. So let me just explain the basics of it now so that we are on the same page. All right, first of all, that as you can see, you see your ship and you go like, okay, no problem, but I'm gonna pick a random ship and then explain as we go. So in this case, I'm just going to pick the Shimakaze. All right, Shimakaze is one of my favorite destroyers on World of Warships. I love this ship because its versatility and everything. Now let's just go to the equipment side of things. As you can see here, the equipment layout has changed. Now you can see your signals that you use by default with the detonation flags, as well as like speed boost, fire, flooding, repair damage, and secondaries, and all that other stuff is now in here. So that's actually one subtly changed. The other change that you'll notice is that the consumables will be here, listed here as per normal, and it'll be better laid out. As you can notice here is that notice that the modules is actually listed underneath the ship. That is actually a very nice design, and it actually looks very beneficial in the long term. Where to from here is the biggest question that a lot of people have been asking me. So basically researching, doing the tech tree stuff and everything is still the same, and as you can see here that you can look at the module upgrades for the next ship or the previous warship, just like so, and there's no problem doing so. And as you can see, you can research the items, no problem. Alright, so notice that in the tier 9 that you have like the opportunity to change over between items and such. That hasn't changed, but let's go back to the tier 10 and then we'll talk about the camos under exterior. So before we do that, I will show you that the commander skills has not changed. It's actually still the same. It's actually better looking and everything, and it's pretty smooth all around with the interface. Now let's just go towards the exterior side of things. Now the exterior side of things is where your camouflages and flags come into play. So as you notice here that in the flags, this is where, you know, like you can have your flags and bonuses and stuff. But did you notice that my community contributor flag as well as my alpha flag doesn't have any bonuses listed? Well, that is a little concern, because like that means that anything that you had for the community contributor flag or the alpha flag, for example, are not mentioned. Is that an oversight? We don't know, but let's remain as it is. Any of these flags, you can select them and, you know, put them on there and, you know, change whatever you see fit and be happy with the, you know, design and everything. Now going back into sort of the camouflage, The camouflage as such, I mean, like, you got a whole heap of, you know, different variety to choose from, and it was all looking good and fine and dandy. But did you notice that the costing is still around about like 8,000 a balloon, 6,000, 8,000 again, and also back to 5,000 for the default camos? We don't know yet if the pricing is going to change yet. If it does, it'll probably be beneficial. Now, some people have been asking me about it regarding to what has changed in terms of the exterior side of things. Well, let's just be honest that the layout has actually been simplified now. So basically, you have the standard camos that you get every now and then in game, but did you notice that none of them have actually some, you know, bonuses or anything like of any kind? Same with the single color ones, as well as the abstract ones. You can change them. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, you can change them, but there's no bonuses, right? Even like your 6-year anniversary or the New Year camos, the black, white, and red, and so on and so forth. And this is where it gets a little bit of a concern here. That means that Wargaming has stripped them, but from the looks of it. But I am hoping that we will know what kind of bonuses will be still attached to them, so we'll soon find out. As you can see, you can scroll down a little bit further. Like, for example, the subscriber camo that you get from the community contributors, from the stream and stuff, they don't have any bonuses or anything listed on there. And that is still, you know, once again, a bit of a concern. But as much as like you can swap over camos, it means that you can swap over to fancy camos, but you can't enjoy the rewards of it. However, this is where the economic bonuses come to play. Okay, this is the standard of the economic bonuses for any ship that you're playing at the moment. So pretty much that what you're seeing is that each of the ship has a certain, you know, bonus of everything right now. So what's happened is that if you had the basic baseline of the first of each one, you'll be given like the X amount of bonuses, you know, for the Commander XP and the in-game credits, as well as free XP and a few other things as well too. So as you can see here, that there's 300% on top of the initial 100% on your actual you know, like the ship itself. So that's where, you know, like, it's a little bit tricky to understand, but basically what it means is that if you have this 300% bonus package, 100% is added on top of that, so you get some cool returns. That's all fine and dandy, which is pretty cool. Now, here is something that that people were wondering about, you know, like, what would happen if we took it off. As you can see here, it goes back straight to the default of the 100. So remember that when we had like 300 before, and it was added to the 400%, well, if you take it off, it's actually just only 100%. Now, the trouble is though, as you can see here, is that if you don't have these items, when you want to, you know, replenish them, they cost about 12 doubloons. And these are the doubloons on the top left hand corner here, these gold coins. So spending 12 doubloons per battle for each ship that you use, it can be quite expensive. So I have to stress it out to you, is that really worth it? In some ways yes, some ways no. The problem that I find as a person that has played for the game for about 7 years now, that I can tell you that before seeing this change coming, I can tell you as a person who has played this game for quite some time, saying that I like the change and I don't like the change. The reason I do not like the change is because of the fact that it's now turning into a pay-to-play game. And that's what some people have been telling me as well too. Now, I respect people's views and opinions about that, and I understand that, But keep in mind, folks, that the game itself, World of Warships, is still free to play. You don't have to have these extra economic bonuses. And I can show you a good example how come and why. So let's go back to my favorite tier 10 American battleship from the Research Bureau, which is the Ohio. And as you can see here, the Ohio has the default, skin that comes with it, and it's all fine and dandy, okay? Now, when you go to the economic bonuses, notice that it all has it all at, like the standard rate. Well, check this out. So basically, when I go with the standard rate here, when you do random battles, this is where the results come in. So remember, economic changes work well for random battles, not co-op. I haven't tested in ranked, I haven't tested in canon battles, so we can't verify that either. But what I can verify is random battles. So take this as a grain of salt what I'm telling you. So when it comes to random battles, okay, you're doing your random battles, you had some good damage or anything like that in the game, you had a good time. This is a good example of not using the economic changes. So as you can see here, that the commander, XP as well as the free XP bonuses is standard. So when you go for the full detailed stats and everything, when you look through it, you actually go like, okay, so this is where, where the benefit is between yes or no. Now, a thing about this is that if you have with or without the premium, as you can tell, the difference between the two, both of them have, they are pretty good, like they have some good rewards. Just by looking at the difference between the two, in terms of that overall, so as you can see here, it is about like 6,862 minus that 4,158. You're looking at around about nearly a 3,000 gap in terms of XP overall, and that is not too bad in my opinion, because there's a good threshold gap between what you can get with Commander XP and what you can get with normal free XP, and the rewards are still good. So keep that in mind. However, if you were to put the Commander into play with the economic changes, and now let's go ahead and show you this. So this is an Ohio battle in a random battle that I did most recently today on a random battle with some bonuses, but I had a defeat. Check this out. Even if you lost a battle, the free XP on this is still fantastic. The bonuses that you see here, it's over like there's 11,692 free XP and 15,918, and like my battle performance is nearly 200,000 damage, and you get some good in-game credits in return. When you look here in terms of the credits, and XP, there's a big difference in terms of like overall between the two. So when I'm looking at this and comparing it very carefully, from 28,684 between 17,381, there's 11,303 difference. That's a big difference. Okay, that is a huge difference. So that is very well, very well spent there. Now, if you look at the modifiers and things like that, as you can see, like the ship XP has got a plus 800%, as well as the bonus packages as well, and the personal merits is also on top of that. There's some modifiers and things like that. You have to read this carefully to understand what you're looking for. So I'll give you an idea what I was doing at the time. So in order to get that awesome rewards, what I had to do was that I went to the economic bonuses up here, and I went like, yes, 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 yes. So pretty much what I did was that I add, like, you know, the blue stuff, and then pretty much I decided to muck around and added 1600 and then 17200 bonuses as well at some point in the game, and they're all fine and dandy. Each time that you use these sort of things, these rare high-end rewards, they're nice, they're rewarding, and good for power leveling. Did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. So when you're power leveling in this game, in terms of leveling, getting XP for your one, and for your own enjoyment in the game, this is set in a style where people out there would be grinding really quickly to get to the tier 10 level. But this is a bit of a wrong thing as well. The wrong thing behind it is that you need to learn how to play your ships at the lower tiers much more better than actually go in the higher tiers just to run to the top tier and just do it for the sake of it. Now, I have people ask me, no, that's nonsense. And it's like, no. It's like, you have to understand from my point of view, is that if you want to learn how to master your ships and what you've been doing and inside and out, you have to learn how to master your lower end ships from tier 4 to tier 8 at least. Now, tier 8 is basically the threshold where I, put you down there and say, look, the reason why I'm saying tier 8 is because even though you are encountering tier 10 and tier 9 and super ships in this case at that level, the thing with tier 8 is that you have better economic benefits and returns whenever you win or lose a battle, but at the same time you tend to enjoy more of the gameplay on mastering your ships better than anything else. So that's just me personally. I just think that you have a good opportunity right there to learn how to master your ships in terms of getting ricochets on your ship, or not getting citadels, or overextend yourself, or anything like that. It's more about understanding, to become a better player as well too. Just because that when you see like a good benefit rewards like this doesn't give you you should not be encouraging yourself just to to kick all the way up to tier 10 or super ships straight away. Because don't get me wrong, everyone can get a super ship, everyone can get a tier 10 later at some point in time. They'll still be there. You just don't need to rush. Learn how to play the ships and learn actually how to master them before you actually get to tier 10. Tier 9 and 10 battles are really where it counts. It's actually really interesting, especially if you don't know how to play them. And honestly, we're gonna take a specific ship into battle and see how that works in this live stream. So we're gonna do this right now for you and make it easy on you. So there is a ship in the game that has good credit returns and has been well known for its name and controversy since the Second World War. Yes, I'm talking about the Missouri, my friends. Now, the Missouri is a tier 9 American battleship that has been around for quite some time in terms of the game. And when it was first introduced years ago, it was introduced as a free XP warship with a great fancy camo and everything that came with it. Now let me just show you what the camo looked like originally. So the camo that came with it originally, it was a very basic Iowa class style, camo, and it's actually not bad. So it's actually pretty cool. It's a very beneficial warship. It's very decent, it's versatile and everything, and had some good bonuses and everything. Not too long ago, the Missouri event that came back from last year, they had brought it back with the the Second World War camo, and it was actually not too bad looking. But the thing is that the rewards that you get on the Missouri weren't that crash hot. However, and this is where I turn the tables. However, I'm going to show you something different. So what I'm going to do is with the economic bonuses, I have whacked this on for you. So pretty much I have chucked in the 210%. So this is like the 160%, 910%, and also the other benefits as well too, for each thing. So this is the free XP, this is Commander XP, this is Ship XP, and this is credits. So we'll repeat that again: credits, ship, commander, free XP. Alright, so we got everything good to go. We got a commander ready to go. We got our flags as well. So we got the community contributor flag as well as the alpha flag. And now we're going to kickstart into battle. So as you can see here, that it is interesting when you have a very beneficial credit returning warship gonna be used in this example. Is it gonna be worth it? And we're gonna go into detail with this real soon about how we're gonna use this. So just bear with me, and then we'll take it from here, and then we'll show you how it goes. Okay, so we have been playing around a bit in this battle for the Missouri, and unfortunately this battle is actually a bit rough. Teammates are not really working together, but in this match it's okay. But what I'm going to show you is that you can actually still customize the interface and everything, which is all fair and, you know, fine and dandy. The good thing about it all is that you still can, you know, tweak it up as you want it to be. The good thing about this is that you notice that the frames per second isn't pretty decent up here. So look at that, it's like nearly like 340, 357, but it does fluctuate a fair bit. So frames being unlocked is actually very nice as well too. So it's actually not too bad. But the funny thing about this right now is that you still can customize it as to whatever you feel desire. So that's actually not bad at all. But what I'm going to do is that we're going to wait for that battle to pan out and see what happens with the end result. Okay, so we have waited patiently for the Missouri to return. So we finally got it back. So this is what the economic bonuses on the Missouri that I had at the time. But I will show you something pretty cool. So have you noticed that on the left hand side of this, that it shows you the bonus packages on the Missouri? Notice that the credits, ship, commander, and free XP are listed on there. If you look at the other ships, like for example, like the Georgia has its own. The Black, the Fletcher has its own as well. All the ships have their own thing, and the Missouri had its own, you know, design for in this case, and there's some good rewards out of that. So most recently, the ship has come back, and we had a big massive defeat. So pretty much what we can show you is the outcome of it. So looking at the outcome, this is actually not half bad. I mean, like, looking at the rewards and what you get out of it is actually pretty damn cool. The next thing I can say to you is that when you look at this, you can look at the credits and XP. It looks actually pretty damn beneficial as well too. So all of them have, you know, something nice in return. Overall, as you can tell here, I have about 14,433 Commander XP points, as well as, you know, 14,292 for the actual XP of the ship. And it's actually not too bad. It's actually pretty cool, isn't it? There is a big difference between, you know, without premium and with premium. I definitely would recommend people, if you're on free to play and you don't want to spend too much money, get premium time. If you can afford premium time for at least 300 days, for example, at least you don't have to worry about it. It's actually pretty good and beneficial for you in the long term. So that is actually what I think about it in this case. But yeah, in this case, with the economic bonuses that you have on it, it's actually a big difference. It really is. So, in a nutshell, in summary, before I go, is the new economic system, beneficial? Well, yes and no. So basically, the reason I'm saying yes is because that the simplicity on the layout is there, and that I can agree with. The misunderstanding is like how it's used and how, everything has been identified and how it's been implemented in the game and how you, as the player, would get to use it and understand it. The real trick about it is actually understanding, like all these differences of XP bonuses and stuff like that, and it's well and good, like when you see like 70 to 100%, for free XP, and it's like 7300, and then you see all these incredible bonuses, and you're sitting there like, wow, that's like if I want to earn money, I will have to use the max if it's valuable. But remember that you have to stress it out that every time that you're going to be using this sort of things, that they do cost, like some doubloons, just to replenish them. So I'm just putting this back together, but they do cost money, just to put it back together. But yeah, it's not bad. It's good, decent, but yeah, it's just the way the system is. But what I can tell you is that definitely read the article. Okay, definitely read the article. All right, definitely read this article, big time, folks, and actually understand what you're in for. There's a lot of good stuff in there, and that you can read up on it and check on it. But yeah, definitely it is worthwhile your time to go check it out. So in summary, before I head off, yes, I mean it is worthwhile. 11.6 is looking good. It's nice for some things, but the layout is a little bit tricky. Okay, so even though you have good frame rates and settings and that sort of thing, just remember that the actual layout in the game has become more simplistic and more cleaner. So basically that if you have like maximum settings and everything, you don't need to have vertical synchronization anymore. You can have a large amount of frames per second in there if you wish. But folks, I think that's a good summary of the video today. Thanks for joining in. I hope you stay safe and take care out there. In the meantime, have a good one. Any questions, just let me know. Leave a comment on the video and then we'll take it from there.